Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's see. We are going to get started in just a moment. Today we're talking about the foundations of a successful business. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jessica Fields. I'm the founder of the J Fields Co-brand. I am an esthetician here in Texas. I have a spa that's located right here in Houston, Texas. I have been crafting luxury skincare products since 2004. I also coach aspiring and current estheticians on how to become more profitable and make more money from day one. Today, I want to share with y'all the foundations of a successful business. Now, the things that I'm sharing with you today are not just for estheticians. They are not just for the beauty industry. They actually are foundational steps that I believe every business owner, entrepreneur should have. Last week, we talked about missions and visions, the statements, whether you need them, when you should share them, and if they are meant to be shared at certain times. I'm not going to go back into that lesson. Please just go back down my timeline and watch it. It's still up. It is really, really good information. I break down mission and vision statements, which I do believe are a foundation for a business, but I go into depth about why it's a foundation step and when it should be dealt with and assigned and so forth. Okay. So let me just get into the things that I want to share with you today. I'm going to share with you 5 things that I believe are foundation steps for a successful business. And then I'm going to break them down, and then I'm going to give you a few bonus steps as well. Now, please keep in mind, the things that I'm sharing with you today are not an all-inclusive list, meaning like you cannot add to it. You absolutely can. I'm not saying that you must have every single one of these before you start your business, because you can't start a business without these. In fact, I started my business without a few of these, but seeing that I've been operating my business since 2004, and each year I become more profitable. These are things that I have learned are foundational steps that I really wish I had known or had in place when I first started my business. So let's just get into it. The first thing I want to talk to you about, that a foundation step that you need in your business, is leadership. A lot of us say we're the CEO, we're the business owner, we're the entrepreneur, we're the founder. We give ourselves all of these fancy titles. But I want you to sit down and think about, what do these fancy titles mean? Genuinely, actually, let me go back and I want to look up something really quick, because I'm big on giving definitions. What is a CEO? A CEO is a chief executive officer. They are usually the highest ranking office or position within a business, but what are they responsible for? So this person is going to ultimately be responsible for making all the managerial decisions in the business. So yes, that's typically what the business owner does, but are you the right person for that role? There are lots of people who think, especially in our current situation in the world, COVID-19 is still a thing, but we're 3 years out now. So a lot of people think, jobs aren't guaranteed. A lot of jobs moved to remote. So people picked up secondary work from home jobs. People picked up a lot of hustle type jobs. But everybody is not meant to be a business owner, because being a business owner is a lot of work. Some people actually are meant to be workers or worker bees. And if you think about worker bees, in a beehive, there's only one queen. She is top dog. Everybody protects the queen in a hive. The worker bees are going to go out and pollinate the flowers. They're going to go out and actually build the hive. They go out and do all of the work to make sure the hive functions. But the queen is the one who lays the eggs. The queen is the one ultimately who's in charge of everything. Yes, it sounds nice to be in charge of everything, but sometimes you're just not skilled for that. Sometimes you might not have the mindset for that. Sometimes you may not have the patience for that. Sometimes you have the passion to do the worker part. For example, I'm an esthetician. I love giving facials. I love it when a client comes in and they can't necessarily put into words what they want to get out of their service for the day. And that's always one of the first questions I ask. What do you hope to achieve today? Some of them say, I want perfect skin. I want glowing skin. Some say, I just want to relax. Some say, I don't know, I'm just here. I want to see what all the hype is about. But when they leave, they're like, oh my God, I feel so good. I feel so relaxed. Oh my God, look at my face. Oh, my under eye bags they're reduced. Or, oh, that dark mark I had over here is gone. Or that huge pimple. The point is, they leave with such an amazing feeling that I can go, oh, I helped them achieve that feeling. So I have a passion for being an esthetician. I have a passion for the aesthetic industry. Sometimes that may be all you're called to do, is to work in that skill set, to do that job. There's some of us who are equipped with the skills and passion to actually run the entire business. That means potentially overseeing the other estheticians in the business. That might be somebody who's handling the finances in the business. That might be somebody who's handling the marketing or the sales in the business. The manager, the CEO, is going to cover it all. They're going to ultimately be responsible in making sure every step of the business is functioning the way it should be functioning. So that's the biggest thing I feel like we need in our foundation of a successful business. We must have leadership. You just have to determine, are you that leader, or do you need to hire in a leader to run your business and you do the worker bee portion, the skill set portion, the aesthetics portion of your business? You really have to sit down and decide who needs to be the leader in the business. Is it you, or do you need to bring on help? I think that's a big thing that a lot of business owners, especially when you're first starting out, you want to try to do everything yourself because you're trying to save money. But that might not always be feasible because you're not skilled in everything. Sometimes it's worth it to pay for help to create a strategy for your business than you mucking it up and working a whole year to create a strategy that doesn't even go anywhere, versus hiring on help who has already done what you're trying to do, succeeded in it, and can help you develop your own strategy. Hey, welcome and joining. Or do you need to bring somebody on who has already created a strategy, developed it, made it successful, and now can show you how to do it? So you really have to sit down and think about that. Are you the leader that your business needs, or do you need to bring on help? So that's the first foundation, I believe, for a successful business. The second one, marketing and sales. In order for your business to be a success, whether you're a nonprofit or a profitable business, you must have sales in your business. You must constantly be getting money into the business. So that money comes from donations, that comes from a trade for products or a trade for services. And in order to get those sales, you have to market your business, and you have to constantly market. Think about companies like Fashion Nova, Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret. Are those businesses afraid to market themselves? How many emails, text messages, and alerts do they send out to their potential clients a day? I'm not even talking a month, a week. I'm talking a day. Some of them send 3 to 6 times a day. And that's because they constantly want you to keep their brand on the top of your mind. Hey, you remember that candle you looked at last week? Well, guess what? We have a 20% off sale. Now is the time to get it. Or they're like, hey, we're running our annual bra sale. Hey, we're running this deal. Hey, we just want to tell you about this new product. It might not be a special price, but we just want to tell you we have something new that we really think you're going to like based on previous purchases. These businesses are constantly marketing so that they can get the sale. That is another huge foundation to your successful business. You must have sales, and in order to have sales, you must have marketing. So I need you guys to figure out, what is your marketing plan? What is your marketing strategy? When you start your business, you need to have that identified before you start your business, before you start spending out money, so that way you can maximize the finances that you do have in your business. Finances actually is the third thing that's required for a successful business. A business doesn't just run on hope, love, and a dream. It runs on money. Remember just a moment ago when I was talking about leadership, whether you are that leader or if you needed to hire on help. In order to hire on help, you have to pay those people. So you have to have finances in the business. So when you start your business, think about how you're going to operate month to month, year to year. We should not be banking on oh, I'm expecting a tax refund because taxes are coming up. People are expecting a tax refund. So they're thinking, oh, let me take that money and that's how I'm going to run my business for the year. Now, if you're starting your business out and you want to use, a tax refund to get it going, great. But I'm saying that's not a strategy. That's not a plan to keep your business funded. Go out and figure out if you need to save some money, work your regular day job and save money to funnel over into your business, or if you need to take out a loan, if you need to build business credit. Now, I am not an accountant, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a business credit guru, so I'm not telling you guys to do anything in particular. Those are all options. I'm telling you just to sit down and think about how you're going to operate your business and how you're going to pay for it, because you need a plan and a strategy before you get going so that you don't end up in a situation where, if you guys heard, restaurants typically fail within the first 5 years. A lot of businesses don't make it past year 1 or even year 3. And it's because typically they fail because of lack of money, a lack of funding. They don't have a way to keep it going while they're building the business. You have to build the business, and in order to build the business, you do need finances. So that is another step that you need to have, or another foundational, another foundational step you need in order to build your business. You must have finances and a plan to use those finances in the wisest way possible so that you can make more money and become more profitable. So the fourth thing I want to share with you all that's important to have as a foundational a foundational step to a successful business is tenacity and consistency. And you may be thinking, oh, that's not a big thing, like you just talked about leadership and, marketing and sales and finances. Tenacity. To define the word tenacity is to be determined or to have determination. When you are opening a business, you must be determined to make it a success, because if you're not determined, you don't have that tenacity, the first failure you have is going to make you quit. And if you quit day 1, day 2, because you didn't reach one of your goals, you'll never make it. You have to be determined to push past no matter what happens. I have a dream, I have a goal, I have a passion for this business. I have a dream, a goal for this business, so I have to keep going. I have to keep going no matter what. I have to wake up each day. I might be tired. I might not feel my best, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get up. I'm going to market this business. I'm going to tell somebody else about this business. I'm going to remind people about this business. That's how you're going to grow your business. You must have tenacity. You must be determined to make it succeed no matter what. Consistency was the other part of this foundational step for a successful business. When we show up, especially on social media, we must be consistent, because if you're here on Monday, today is the 17th. If you're here on Monday the 17th, then you disappear for a week, and then you show up for another day, then you disappear for 2 weeks, and then you show up for another day, people are going to think you're going to be that way with their products that they're ordering from you or the services they want to book with you. Because if you're inconsistent just here, they're going to think, well, if I send her $50 and I'm expecting to get this product, is she really going to send me the product? Am I ever going to see the product? They're leery of you. They don't trust you. You're just not trustworthy when you're not consistent. But when you show up for your business every single day, no matter what, people can begin to trust you. There's that know, like, and trust factor. They have to get to know you. So you show up consistently. You show up with some tenacity. So, I believe, she might be about something. Let's see what else there is about her. You show more of your personality. So then they begin to like you. Over time, they begin to trust you. That's when they begin to open up their wallets and spend money with you. So again, you must have tenacity and you must be consistent in your business. That is another foundational step of a successful business. The last thing I want to share with you as a foundational step for a successful business is having a plan or a strategy. You must have a plan or a strategy, and I've talked about this already several times with the other items on our list. You must have a plan or a strategy to make your business a success, because if you don't, then you are just waking up hoping your phone is going to ring, hoping someone's going to place an order on your website. That old statement, you'll build it, they'll come. No, they won't. I'm sorry to tell you, but no, they won't. Just because you build a house, a business, they're not going to just show up. Nobody knows it's there. That's another reason why a lot of businesses fail. They are obscure. Not enough people know of them. You ever drive around and you see a building where a restaurant was, you see one restaurant come up, they leave, then you see another restaurant come up and they leave, and another restaurant. So it's a repetitive process. It's typically because the business was obscure. The location wasn't good. They didn't do enough marketing. They didn't tell enough people about them. They didn't have, some kind of great service, great product. Something just didn't quite catch with the clients in the area. So you must figure out what's your plan or your strategy to get out in front of your audience, and not just once, not just twice, repeatedly. There's a statistic that says people need to see you and your business 7 to 9 times before they will ever buy with you. 7 to 9 times before they will ever buy with you. So if that's the case, can I show up today, disappear for a week, show up for 2 days, disappear for 3 weeks, and then expect somebody to purchase from me? It's not realistic. It's a dream and a hope and a prayer. When you play around, you can't expect to get a check. You can't expect to make any money. So create a plan, develop a strategy that's going to get your business in front of your target audience who can actually afford your products. That's a whole nother conversation. A lot of times we think, oh, I'm going to sell this product, I'm going to sell this service, and I want to sell it to this type of person. So you develop who your target audience is, but you're priced out of that target audience's price range. For example, my products typically are not products for a college kid. College kids typically on a tight budget and allowance. My signature glow facial, which is my basic facial, and I put quotations on that because it's anything but a basic facial, it starts at $200. Typically, a college student is not looking to splurge on a facial once a month for $200 in addition to their skincare products, their makeup products, their going out funds, their book money, and their everything else. So I know college kids wouldn't be my target audience. So that's what you need to identify. Develop a plan and a strategy for your business. Okay, what are my products that I'm offering? What services am I offering? Who am I offering it to? Can they afford it? Do they want these products? Is it solving a direct problem for them right now? And if you think back to the story or example I gave in the missions and vision statement, I told you it's from a brand story by Donald Miller. He says if somebody is walking down the road, they need a ride. So they're hitchhiking, throwing their thumb back. I might have just aged myself when I said that. But if you're driving down the road and you see this person, you pull over in front of them and you say, hey, don't you like my truck? My granddaddy built this truck from scratch. He built it with these pieces. And you're telling them the whole backstory of this wonderful vehicle you're driving. The person who's hitchhiking does not care. They do not care who built this car. They do not care what year this car was built. They just want to know, can I get in with you and you take me to the gas station up the street so I can get some gas for my car that broke down back there? That's what our clients want to know. Can you solve my problem? So when you're developing that plan and that strategy for your business, you just need to figure out, again, what products you're offering, what services you're offering, who you're offering it to. Does it solve a problem for them right now? Can they afford the price point that you have set? And I hope when you're setting your price point, you're not just pulling numbers out of a hat. You sat down and you really thought about your overhead cost. You thought about the cost to get your products, the cost to provide your services, and you included a salary for yourself. You included taxes, you included incidentals. And I'm talking all of that because if you don't include all those things, your finances, which is one of those foundational steps, is not going to keep your business running. You're going to run yourself out of business because you're not bringing in enough money to cover all of those costs. So that's why your plan and your strategy is so important. You have to sit down and really write it out in detail. How am I going to bring in whatever? Insert finances, insert customers, insert whatever. What is the plan and strategy you need to have in place for your business? If you don't know how to create it, hire help to help you create it. If you are on a budget and you can't hire out help, read. I can't stress this enough. You need to always be pouring into yourself, whether it's business books, books for your industry. For example, I'm an esthetician, so aesthetic books, learning how to perform a better facial, a better massage, how to improve my skills, waxing, whatever the case may be, continue to improve. And if you're not quite sure, and I'm talking about plan and strategy, you can't hire help to hire someone to bring in so they can help you create your plan and strategy, go on Google. Type in how to create a strategy to make more money in my business, and then type in whatever business you have. Read every article, watch every video on Google's page, and don't just stay on the top page. Go through the first 5 to 10 pages. Yes, that's going to take some time, but typically people have money or they have time. If you have money, then you're going to pay for somebody else's skill set to come in and help you save some time. But if you don't have money, you have time. So sit down and do the research. Sit down and read the books. Sit down and take the classes. And there are free classes. Like right now, I'm talking to you about the foundations of a successful business. I'm not charging y'all for this. It's time. Yes, I'm on video so you can look me in the face, but you can be listening to me. So while you're driving, while you're cooking, while you're doing laundry, and I'm a mom, so those are the things that I end up doing at home all the time. But whatever area you are in your life, you can be listening to this. You can be listening to something on YouTube. You can be listening to something, an audio book. Although I do discourage certain things on audiobook, and it's not to deter anybody who's an auditory learner, because there are some of us that learn best from listening, there's some of us that learn best from watching, and there are some of us that learn best textile, meaning like actually doing the work. I say there are certain things that you don't want to just listen to, because as women, as moms, we're always going. The head in our mind is always running. We're always thinking about what else I need to be doing. So sometimes we think, oh, okay, well, let me listen to this audio book while I fold this laundry. And then while you're folding laundry and you're listening to the book, you see something else or you hear something else and you're distracted, and you just missed 2 sentences in this book, which could have been eye-opening for you and your business and where you are right now. And there's nothing wrong with, oh, let me hit rewind, let me go to that again. But it's just different when you sit down and you give that book your full attention. So if you want to do an audio book, you're going to listen, just give it your undivided attention. Try not to do several tasks at once, so that way the book has your full attention. That's the biggest thing. So if you're an auditory learner, fine, go get you some audio books, not a problem. But let that be the only task that you're working on at the moment. So let me see. What else do we want to talk about? Okay, so those were the big foundational steps that I wanted to give y'all of a successful business. Leadership. Are you the leader for your business, or do you need to bring in a leader, someone else to help you run the business? You need marketing and sales. In order to make money in your business, you have to have sales. In order to have sales, you have to market your business. Finances. In order for your business to make it month to month, year to year, you need finances. Tenacity and consistency. You must be determined to prosper and be successful in your business. Determined in your mind and determined in your actions. Be consistent in all areas of your business. Foundational step. That's probably the biggest one, being consistent. And even I sometimes have a challenge with that, which is why this year I said I'm popping on 1 to 2 times a week to teach y'all some lessons, not keeping y'all super long, but this is going to be me consistently showing up and helping you all build your business, becoming more profitable from day one. The next thing I shared was plan or strategy. That is a foundational step of having a successful business. You must have a plan. You must have a strategy. A few other things I wanted to share with you really quickly, because I'm winding up on about 25 minutes and I don't want to keep y'all long. Goals. You must set goals in your business. Goals daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. Now, I don't want y'all to overdo it. So we're still in the beginning of 2023. We're still in the first month. We're about, 3 weeks in? Not quite 3 weeks. What are your goals for the year? I say no more than 4 or 5 major goals. And even that can be a stretch. So just try to keep it under that, because you're going to take those major goals and you're going to break them down. Quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. This is actually how you achieve those big goals. You have to break them down into smaller steps. Same thing with your finances. If you want to make $100,000 that year, you have to break that number down. How much is that quarterly? How much is that monthly? How much is that weekly? How much is that daily? It might even help you think, how much is that hourly? Especially if you're a spa and you operate a storefront. You actually have to know these kinds of numbers, because you need to know how much to price your products and your services. For example, if you pay $1,450 in a monthly rent, you need to know how much it costs your business to be open every hour. Now, That means running all of your utilities, means the actual rent per square foot, per room. So that lets you know, I need to provide this many services or sell this many products in order to pay for the utilities that's running in my building, for me to actually pay for my building, for me to pay for the help that's in this building. Those are the kind of goals you need to be setting and breaking down your numbers so that you can actually reach and achieve those goals. Another thing you need for a successful business is a team. You cannot do it alone. A lot of people start off as a solopreneur, meaning you're the only esthetician or, hairstylist or whatever in your business. And that's okay to start that way, but you cannot finish that way. If you want your business to grow and be more profitable, eventually you're going to have to bring on help. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to pass off doing the skills. Meaning, again, that could be your passion. Like, I love doing facials, love doing waxing. I probably will do it for quite a while longer. Will I do it forever? No, absolutely not. At some point, I'm going to retire. But I may not want to pass that task off right away. But what I would love to pass off is maybe some of my marketing, maybe my social media marketing for my Instagram platform only. So I'll bring in help to do that. Then maybe I'll bring somebody on to respond to all of my emails and answer my spa phone. Thank you for calling J. Fields Spa and Spa. How can I assist you? Oh, yes, you want to book an appointment? Let me do that for you. You having someone to do those tasks so it frees up your time to do something else, a higher money generating task. Another thing you need in your business, and this one is absolutely important. Remember, I told y'all these were in no specific order. I'm just sharing them with you. You need systems in your business. Systems make your life easier so that you don't have to do everything yourself. For example, I just gave you the example of having somebody else answer my phone and book clients. My business is open from 10 to 8, Tuesday through Thursday. And then the different hours on Fridays and Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays we're closed. I'm not going to go into that. If you want to know, go to my website, yourskingoals.com. That's a system. I can send you to my website to get my hours, to get my address, to get directions to my facility. But I can also send you to my website to book your own services when we're closed. Some people like to talk to someone. So yes, they'll wait until we open up again and then call in. But if you get off work at 11 at night, you get home, you decide, I really want to book a service, but I can't call them. But I can go to her website and I can see everything I need to know. I can see her frequently asked questions. I can see her spa policies. I can get all that from her website. That's a system. Another system is after my clients leave, the next day, they get an email from my website that says, thank you so much for coming. Please leave us a Google review. Please send us a video testimonial. Then I think like a week or so later, if they have not already booked, and I always like to rebook my clients at the end of the service, that makes it easier for me and them, so their appointment is already set. But my system is set to trigger, okay, this client was here on Saturday. By that Friday, if it notices there's not another appointment for them already on the books, it emails them and says, hey, we see you didn't book your next appointment. We would love to get you set up. You can call us, and it inserts my phone number, or it gives them a link directly to the service they had previously. So I'm making it easier for my client, easier for myself. That's a system. So you need systems in your business. Whatever your business is, you need systems that are going to help you operate it to the best of its ability. It takes the pressure off of you of having to do everything. Systems, in a way, is your team. It's not your only team because you still need some other help from other people, but it is an example. So those are all the things that I really wanted to share with y'all today. And I'm winding up now almost in 30 minutes. So I want to check really quickly and see if we have any questions. Okay. Let's see. So I don't have any questions so far. For those of you who are watching the replay, if you do have some questions, drop them down below and I'll come back and I'll answer them. Thank y'all so much. Those of you who joined me live, thank you so much. I want y'all to stay tuned because on Wednesday, we are going to talk about what to consider when starting a beauty business. Back here at 12 o'clock Central Time. If y'all have questions that you know you're going to have for that specifically, DM me. Don't put them on the comments of this video. DM me. We're talking about what to consider when starting a beauty business. If I have your questions in advance, I'll make sure that I answer them in the live. But on that note, y'all, I said Wednesday. That's not true. I apologize. Thursday, January 19th. Thursday, we're talking about what to consider when starting a beauty business. On this channel, we're going to go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On my spa channel, we're going to go live Mondays and Wednesdays. And y'all bear with me. Wednesdays and Fridays. On the spa page, we're going live Wednesdays and Fridays. I will not be live on Mondays. The spa is closed on Mondays. Mondays, I try to do back office and a little bit of resting so I can recruit myself for the coming week. Again, I just wanted to go over that. Oh, and reminder, we still have tickets available to our Pamper and Relax Brunch Spa Party. Please visit the website, yourskingoals.com, and you can purchase your tickets or click the link in the bio. Y'all have an amazing, amazing Tuesday. I gotta go.